Hi, Julie Powell here. I just wanted to go through just quickly a little video on how to really make eyes pop. Now, even if you're in Photoshop and you can do dodge and burn and you can do a whole heap of other stuff, but if you really want to do something quick and easy and you can use Luminar 4 for this, and you can convert your image to a smart object. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit Control J and right click here, and I'm going to go in here and I'm going to convert to a smart object. And you'll know it's a smart object because it's got that little square thingy there. And you can then come up here and go to Luminar 4. And there's fabulous things that you can do with portraits in Luminar 4. So now that I'm in here, I just thought give the image just a minute to catch up. So if we come in here to portraits, we can do, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. Now I can come in here and detect any skin defects. There's really not a huge amount here, and you can do a little bit of shine removal because there is a bit here too. Now if we go into the portrait enhancer, we can do a few other bits and pieces. So we can look at, don't need the red eye removal because I didn't have any, but with the eye whitening. Now you can take it all the way over and make your poor person look a bit like a zombie, but the aim of it is subtle changes. So just lifting up just a little bit, just so that you can just see a little bit of brightening here. Same with the dark circle removal. There isn't a lot, the makeup's quite good, so I'm just going to bring that over. Now improve eyelashes, this is pretty cool. Hers aren't bad, but you can boost them up a little bit. And we can play with some other stuff in here. But what I also wanted to show you is if we go over to Pro, we can do a little bit of a dodge and burn. Now leave the overall amount at 100. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and we're going to work with these panels here. So we've got lighten and we've got darken, which is a little bit simpler because people always get confused with dodge and burn. I always remember burn blackens, so burn darkens, dodge lightens, but here they've just called it lighten and darken, so it's really easy. You can make if you make a mistake, you can erase it. You can change your brush size here, and you can change the strength at what you're painting, and then if you don't like what you've done, you can just reset it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with lighten, and I'm going to keep it at 50%, and I'm going to bring my brush size down to probably about 25 or thereabouts, and I'm going to paint in around the iris. Not all the way round, just part of the way round, because this part of the eye is still in shadow, so you just want it around here. Then I'm going to switch to darken. I'm going to bring my brush down quite small. My strength I'm going to bring down quite a lot too, to about 10% or thereabouts. And I'm just going to paint around the edge of the eye. Now going back over to lighten, still with it quite low, but I'm going to bring my brush up just a little bit, and I can paint down the bottom of the eye just to give a bit of a highlight. And then if you want to, switching over to darken, we can maybe even drop that just a little bit more. So I can then come across here and just sort of through the top I can darken that up a little bit, not too much. Now if I boost this up a little bit more with my strength, I can then come and darken in some of the eyebrows as well. Hang on, no, erase, that looked a bit Oh, let's try that again. I'm going to drop my strength down a little bit, because this one's in more light, so it's not going to be as dark. So that is a really good way to quick and easily brighten the eyes and enhance the eyebrows. Now, it's probably a little bit over the top, so if I then come back here, see, that's without, and that's with, and that's a bit over the top. And this is why I said to leave this at 100%, because we can then come through and we can adjust that to how we feel is looking really good. So I then hit done, and apply that to the image. Give it a second to export it. So when it pops back into Photoshop, it's there, it still is a smart filter. If I wanted to go back and re-edit that, I can just click on this and it would then relaunch it back into Luminar. Of course, this takes a little bit of time because you're having to jump around between programs. But if I wanted to re-edit it, I could. It will bring it back up with the changes that I made. So I can come back in and I can still make changes. I can continue editing. I can do any of the really nice effects and everything that I wanted to. Or if I just wanted to stay in Photoshop, I could do that, and I could then, if I wanted to, I could even decrease that. Or if I only wanted it on certain areas, see the difference that it's made there? It's really made the eyes pop and the eyebrows are a little bit more defined. I could bring that down as well. So that's some really great ways to make eyes pop in using Luminar. You can use it as a standalone, or you could use it as a plug-in with smart objects and filters. So thanks for watching. Bye for now.